Hey, welcome back to my channel. I'm doing a July reading wrap up. Plus, what's after this is just going to be like a vlog for the rest of the day. But I wanted to show you, I read so many physical books. I read 12 books last month. I have my journal in front of me. I read 12 books, 4,837 pages, and only 2 of them were on my Kindle. I read 10 physical books. These are all the books. I was just feeling like I needed to read physical books, no Kindle. Like I only did like one of the earlier books I read on my Kindle, like it was from NetGalley, and then the other one was part of a series. So, I mean, I got my series down. I did finish a series. I read one entire series, a trilogy. Made progress in the Cassandra Clare Shadowhunter universe, made progress in that. I got farther in after that, after the trilogy. I finished one series. I got caught up in another series, and then I did start a series, but the second book's not out. So technically I'm caught up on that too. So the first book I read for the month of July was Lying Season, which is the 4th book of the Experiment in Terror series by Karina. I think it's Karina Hale or Karina Halley. I don't know. I am sorry if I'm butchering it. But I gave it 3.5 stars. I was very interested in the whole, like, she's supposed to stay at Dex's house with his girlfriend Jennifer. Like, how is that going to go? Because, like, Dex and Perry, they like each other. And just seeing the dynamic of Dex and Jen's relationship was this strangest, like, fever dream. Like, the way they acted towards each other, I'm like, people in relationships don't act like this. Like, what is happening? Like, the entire time, I didn't understand what was going on. But Dex and Perry do get together in this book. And it was messy. It got messy, really messy towards the end, and it was really sad. The Christmas party, it's cringe. It's so cringy. I was like, I would not be her. Like, I just wouldn't. I, for one, would not be getting that drunk at a Christmas party around people that you don't know. And then she's doing things. I'm like, I would be so embarrassed. And I don't get embarrassed. I would have been so embarrassed. But I do like this one. And this is going to go in the pile that needs to go to my mother because she is currently reading this series because I've convinced her. So this is going into that pile. And then the next book I read is On Demon Wings, which is the 5th book of the Experiment Terrier series. This one is my favorite of the series so far. This one is by far the best one out of the series. It has creepy paranormal things happening throughout the entire book. The other ones, it's like halfway through you start getting into it. This one, it was the entire time. She does go through something in the beginning that is very sad. I've never been through it, but it was heartbreaking in this book. It really was touching. But Maximus in this book pissed me off. Dex is like never in this book. Maximus treats Perry, he treats her okay, and he like helps her, but then like turning around like behind her back is treating her like crap. And it really irked me. But the thing is, Maximus doesn't like Dex, and I only think Maximus is with Perry to piss off Dex. That's what I think. That is my assumption. But I just don't like that he is like gung-ho with Perry's parents, like loves them and like lies to them about what she wants and like defies her to be friends with her parents. And I just don't get it. And the things that were happening to her were scary. And the only person that was listening to her was her sister. And I gotta say, her sister and her are complete opposites, but they have each other's backs. And I really, really, really loved that. And at the end, Dex finally comes in, and the way it ended, I was so angry. I just don't understand. And like, I really need to pick up. If there's 2 novellas and then it's the 6th book and I have them, I really need to pick them up. But my thing is, I'm on a book buying ban for the rest of the year. And I'm not going to be buying the rest of the books. So should I read them right away or should I wait till the end of the year? I don't know. I might even wait until October, so we're more spooky season, because this one was, it had like possession and like it was creepy, and it was the entire book this time, and I really, really, really appreciated that. So the next book I read is a Kindle book. It was Bad Beginnings, which is the first in the Shady Spirits. I got it on NetGalley. It is out. It came out on May 13th. And I wouldn't necessarily classify it as a paranormal romance. Like, it's paranormal. The girl can talk to ghosts, see ghosts, everything. But there's no romance in this book specifically. I don't know if there will be, but this poor girl, she's like 23 years old. She's been seeing ghosts her entire life. Like, nobody in her family talks to her. She does live with a cousin, and the cousin knows and doesn't judge her for it. And I'm like, finally, this girl catches a break. She purposely moves to this small town because she's like, there's not a lot of deaths. So there's not going to be a lot of dead people. Yeah, right. I mean, it's what happens. But I didn't like the fact that, like, I just didn't understand. It's not that I didn't like it. I just didn't understand that there's like a council for the ghost people, and they figure out that she could talk to ghosts, and oh, they're not supposed to be able to do that. It's pretty common. I'm sorry, but I would think it's more common than they would think, and they like lost their ever loving minds. But there was so much like drama, and like she was trying so hard not to get involved, and there was just no way of her getting out of it because this dang ghost named Oliver wanted to talk to his wife and help his wife move on because she was killed. And so he wants her to figure out who killed her. Well, then in the end, she gets involved in a drug ring on an accident, and it just went to chaos. And it was good. I gave it 3 stars, and I mean, it's 3 stars. It's the very first book setting everything up, so I am intrigued to read more. And this is technically my first book from Jen Bear. I don't know if it's her debut, but I did like it. It was funny when it needed to be funny, and I love the cousin. The cousin is one of my favorite characters. I just think she's hilarious. So then I read Clockwork Angel. So this is the first book of the Infernal Devices trilogy. And I gave this one 4 stars. It was good. I liked the whole love triangle between Will, Jem, and Tessa. I love Tessa. Tessa is so sweet and humbling, and she tries very hard to not step on anybody's toes, but yet she wants to help. And she's learning all about the Shadowhunter universe, and she is taken, and just, it's chaos. It is chaos. I can't remember what time period this is, but it is good. And I personally am a Will fan. I know a lot of people are more of a Jem fan, but I'm more of a Will fan. I think because Will reminds me of Jace, and I just love Jace. I love Jace so much. But I did really like this, and I would recommend reading this. Even if you don't read anything else, this trilogy I think is completely worth reading. Okay, the next book I read, Clockwork Prince, second book of the Infernal Devices. This one I gave 4 stars. The last one I also gave 4 stars. This one is more of her, Tessa, and Jem's relationship, because Will thinks he has a curse on him. He really thinks there's a curse on him. And he thinks that he can't be with her, that she will die. So that's why he like pushes her away, kind of a thing. Yeah. So her and Jem's relationship starts to grow. Well, Jem is taking a medicine to stay alive because his parents were killed by a demon, and this demon started putting this medicine in Jem, and now he cannot survive without it, but using this medicine also killing him. And they really don't think he's going to last much longer. So things progress with her and Jem, not physically, but Jem is being very respectful, showing her around, and it was just so sweet. And he loves to play the violin and everything. And Jem is a sweetheart, just like a golden retriever, just loves Tessa to no end. Will decapitate somebody for the person he loves. So it's like you get one or the other. He's the sunshine, and Will is the black cat, pretty much. But it's good. I really like this series, and you've learned a lot of new stuff reading these two books, and that third one. Oh my god, which the third one was the next one I read, which is Clockwork Princess. And this is the end of the trilogy. And I read them all back to back. I gave this one 4.5 stars. This one by far was my favorite. And I do have to say that half star is just for the epilogue. That epilogue, because I think they're in like 1890s or 1870s. I don't know. And it hops to 2008. And the moment I saw that hop, I started bawling my eyes out in the bathtub. I was so upset. And it went over hers and her husband's relationship. I will not say who she chooses in the end because technically she chooses both in a way. If you read it, you would understand where I'm coming from. And it's just like, oh, it was so devastating to read. It literally tore my heart. Like, I'm getting teary-eyed just thinking about it because it was so heartbreaking and devastating. And her heart gets ripped out of her chest like twice in this book. And I'm like, I cannot handle this. Like, this is devastating. Like, oh my God. But I loved this one. Tessa grew so much in this book, and everybody else, like Will, Jem, all of them. I absolutely loved this book. And Jessamine, she's in this book for a little bit and then she comes back in the end. And I was just like, that's what you get. Like, that is what you get. I never liked Jessamine, and I'm like, karma. Karma sucks. But this one was good. I do really recommend this series. Even if you don't read any other of the Shadowhunter books, this trilogy is very good. Okay, the next book I read is Night Forsaken, which is the third book of the Blackville University series by B.M. Clemton. I gave this one 4 stars. The way the last one ended, I was so furious. I could not believe that book ended like that. And Gabriel, I swear, in this one, I was raging. I hated the man. What he did was diabolical and pissed me off to no end. But I do have to say, I really liked that because she is taken. Okay, she's taken, but she's found within 100 pages. Not even within 100 pages, like 50 pages. She's found, and one of the other guys is taken. They find him within 100 pages. So it's not this entire book of them just trying to find her. They find her, they help her get through things, they try to push through a bunch of other stuff. So I did really like it. Dominic is more, I think he's introduced in this book, or he was introduced in the second one. I can't remember, but you learn more about Dominic in this book. And Roran and Xander just made me love them more and more in this book. Like, I love them to no end. But I do like this series. It's a reverse harem. So it's her and it's 6 men. So if you don't like that, I wouldn't try it. If you like that and you also like academy setting and like paranormally, stuff going on, this is a series for you. I really like it. Like, really like it. Then I read Night Awakened, which is the 4th book of the series. This one I gave 4 stars. I like that Gabriel has a lot of stuff going on in his mind, and he feels like he has to be in control of everything. He starts to process through that, and we see Danny's and Gabriel's relationship grow in this book, and I did really like watching that. I thought the funniest scene in this book was Warren was kind of going through some mind stuff. Like, he was really going through it, and Remington, the werewolf shifter, Warren's a gargoyle shifter, and she gets home one day, and Remington and Warren are dancing on a counter in their boxers, drinking, singing their ever-loving hearts out, having a dandy old time. And she loved that. And it was such a good moment for her to realize, like, Warren is not okay. Like, yeah, like a lot of people, like, close in on themselves, put themselves kind of like in the bed or whatever. He did close off, but he was still reaching for contact a little bit. he didn't want to talk about what was going on, but like he just kind of lost it a little bit. And she saw like he needs help. He needs help, and Remington was there to try to help him, because that was like what he did in all the books. Like he was always trying to help everybody. And watching their relationship grow in this one was very sweet. And I think it was in this one. No. Yeah, this one. No, I don't know. In one of these, she finds out who her dad is. And that becomes a whole thing. It was crazy. I do really like this series, and I'm gonna probably say I will reread it. I already read this like 2-3 years ago. I'm most likely gonna reread these. I I just love them. I love them. They're a good fun time. They make me feel good. They make me laugh, kick my feet. I really, really, really like these books. The next book I read, City of Fallen Angels, which is the 4th book of the Mortal Instruments series. So after reading the first 3 books of this series, you're supposed to read the 1 book of Red Scrolls of Magic, and then you're supposed to read the trilogy of the Infernal Devices, and then you go back into the original Mortal Instruments series. In this one, it's a lot of like Simon and Isabel kind of being together, but like it's the love triangle because of Maya. That was a whole thing. And then Alec and Magnus, like Alec, I feel like he's starting to get to where he's getting jealous of Magnus's past relationship, so he's trying to work through that. A lot of happens with Jason Clary. I don't want to get too into it, but this one's more action packed. You're learning a lot more things. It is a shorter book. It's the shortest one out of the six books, but you do get a lot from it, and I did really like it. I gave it 4 stars, and I just really want to finish these 6 books so then I can continue on with the rest that I have. I know there's a certain trilogy out there. I do not have it. I think there's one like standalone interconnected book I don't have. I don't know, but I do want to make a lot of progress in this series. And the next book I read, Night Unchanged, which is the 5th book of the series. And this one is the biggest one out of all of them. I gave this one 4 stars. It was good. She is, they defeat the guy that they're supposed to be defeating. Plus, she gets revenge on Joshua, and I freaking loved it. And I loved that none of the guys did it. She did it. Like, it was her. And I think that's what she needed. And she's trying to learn her magic. Her dad's trying to help her with her magic. The guys and her relationships with the guys, they just keep growing, and it's a lot going on. They find another boy. He's a dragon shifter. Save him. They also save Gabriel's sister, Seraphina, and they kind of get really close. Seraphina is 7, and Ryland is, I think, 5 or 6 years older than her, but Seraphina goes mute. She doesn't talk, and Ryland like sticks to her, makes her eat everything, because he's a dragon shifter. That's what dragon shifters do, is they want to feed their friends, anybody around them that they care for. They want to feed them, they want to give them water, they want to take care of them. So, and he takes pointers from Xander, because Xander is the epitome of just taking care of everybody. So I did really like this book. I can't really say much because it's like the last book of the series, so I don't want to give a lot away, but they freaking pushed through and they got it done. The only thing I didn't like was the epilogue. I think there was an epilogue in this one, because in the next book I read, let's see. Yeah, there's an epilogue in here. It's only 2 weeks later, and I'm like, okay, interesting. But I did like this book. I love all the men. I love her. I love the friends. I loved every single character in this book. Like, the ones you're meant to hate, you hate them. Like, it was good. Next book I read was the last and, well, the second Kindle book I read, which is A Bolt of Magic, which is the 4th book in the Lost Kings series by Charlene Hartnady. I gave this one 4 stars. This one is my favorite of the series so far, and she does have a 5th one coming out. I can't remember when it's coming out. It's called A Slice of Shadow. So I'm really interested in that. But it's supposed to be like a Snow White retelling, but Snow White is the bad guy, is the villain. And there's these 7 kings that are fae, and they have their 7 kingdoms. And Snow White gets magic, and she makes them all human. They wipes their memory, everything. So each book is of each king getting their memory back, getting their fae forms back, and banding together with the other kings to defeat Snow. That is the purpose of this series. And in this one, you have McCall, which I still don't like her name. I just don't understand why. She's a witch, and she is wherever Snow is, and she's supposed to be putting magic into a mirror for Snow. But she doesn't have a lot of power, so they told her, like, if you don't meet your quota, you're going to the mines. And she knows she's going to go to the quota, not meet her quota, because she's not strong. She doesn't have a lot of magic. And that's when she meets Alaric, which he's actually Keon. He's one of the kings. And he's a human, and he convinces her to break out. And something happens to where his fae form comes out. He remembers everything. She freaks out because witches and fae do not like each other. They do not get along. And she immediately is like, no, I'm not going with you. Like, I'm getting out, but I will not be with you. And he's gung-ho, like, no, like, we need to team up. Like, we'll take care of each other. Like, I don't care you're a witch. Da, da, da. Well, anyways, she gets taken. He frees her. And then they end up working together. And because he actually has magic, which he's not supposed to, she's training him on how to use it. So, because he's taking her back to her coven. She's taken back to her coven, but wow, they're horrible people. Like, this coven sucks so much, especially her mother. Her mother is absolutely atrocious. Like, I could not handle her. But I do have to say the third act conflict in this was my favorite third act conflict I've ever seen written in a book ever. It made so much sense. It wasn't because of them personally. Something happened and it broke them apart. And then they realized it was wrong. Like, something wasn't right. So they literally both went back to each other. But I'm not going to give specifics. But it was good. I don't like how it ended because it had him talking to one of the clans, like the covens, and it just broke off. Like, did they agree? Like, are they going to help? Like, I want to know. I want to know. So I'm like, this 5th book needs to come out pretty soon because I really, really like this series and I do want to continue. Well, then the last book I finished during July is Night Resolution, which made me finish the series. So it's a novella. It's 136 pages. It's small, it's cute, and it's 10 years later than Night Unchained. And at first I was like, do we even need this? Like, do we need this? This was a 4.5 star novella, 136 pages. All the rest of the books, 4 stars, really. It's like a 4 stars, 4.5 star series for me. This was needed. This was needed so much. And I love that when she wants to really explain like a whole situation, she will explain it for 50 pages and she will deep dive. But when things don't need to be explained, she kind of explains a little bit, but not too bad. This one, she purposely has like Xander, like a moment with him. And it's for at least 50 pages of them on like their own little date and just getting along. And it was beautiful. I loved it. She puts a lot of work in for him to hunt her because it's a thing. I've read it in other Dragon Shifter books too, where the dragons have to find their mates, like hunt them down, because then it means that they're worthy of them. So it was the same thing in this, but it was just so cute. And I like that we got Seraphina because it's 10 years later, she's 17, and Ryland. And then you don't get his point of view, but you get info on Teos, which he likes Seraphina. So you kind of dive into that, but I think you're supposed to read this right before you read her series. I'm not going to. I need to read the other 2 before I read that series. But this one, like, she has 2 kids. The first one is Gabriel's, and the second one is Daxton's. And then in this one, she finds out she's pregnant with twin dragons, or Xanders. And Xander has been wanting babies with her so long. And he finally figures it out. And the very last chapter not the very last chapter. I think it's the very last chapter. It's her giving birth and what's going on. And it was very cute. It was very sweet. I was literally in the bathroom reading this, and I was laughing and giggling and just like, it was so freaking cute. It was so needed. I did really, really, really like this book, and it made me want to just reread the whole series all over again right now. But I'm like, I have other books I need to read. So I'm going to try to hold off. I don't know how long that'll be, but I'm going to try to hold off. Otherwise, I need to start picking up the other series because I think B.M. Clemton is a lot of Kindle Unlimited. So I might have to do that. But yeah, those are the 12 books I read in July. And if there's any of these books you have read or you want to read, let me know down in the comments. Or if there's any books like you think I would like to read based on these books, let me know down in the comments, and I hopefully will read them. Hopefully. But I do have a book update. I haven't read more at all today for House of Hearts. I really want to, but like I've been packing and getting the kids ready, and like today me and my daughter, we practiced going to school, like trying to see how long it'll take and like make sure which roads are not closed due to the high-speed rail. So we got there in like 7 minutes, and that was me taking my time. So I'm like, we're gonna say 15 minutes with traffic, because getting her to school, there's gonna be a lot of kids like getting there at the same time. So like 15 minutes. 15 minutes isn't bad. So we went, she saw the school, she's like, okay. And I'm like, I don't know, because they're doing a lot of construction. So I don't know if the normal drop-off spot is going to be the drop-off spot or a different one, because this is also where I went to school. So I know where they usually get dropped off, like to school and get picked up, but I don't know if they're going to change it. So hopefully I find out soon. But I haven't read more of City of Lost Souls. I really want to, but I just don't know if any of it's really going to be read today. If anything, it would be House of Hearts, because it's just like on my Kindle. I can read it on my tablet or on my phone whenever I need to. Just pick it up real quick, read a chapter, put it down. I don't know how much more this is going to get read today. I really want to read it, but I don't know. I made the sourdough bread for the bachelorette party this weekend. I just don't know. I don't know if any actual reading is going to get done today, but we're going to try. But I'll come back when I have a book update, hopefully soon, because I do really want to read, but I just don't know if that's going to get done. So we'll see. Hey, so we are at the coast for the bachelorette party. It's the next day. Got up, which I drove up. I never drive to the coast, but my sister, being very pregnant, I was like, I'll just drive your car. So my daughter's having a great time. We did a bunch of games last night. We were having a good time. We're starting to get ready for the day, and we're gonna go have lunch. So I'm gonna close out this vlog here, and I hope to see you in my next one. Bye.